A female worker who was shot by company's private security becomes amputee and laments being abandoned by the employer Dangote Refinery. Hello everyone, you're so much welcome. Dangote Refinery, like everyone knows, is owned by the billionaire businessman Aliko Dangote, who has been on this project for over a decade now, and which was declared open just at the 99.9th hour of the exit of the former president of Nigeria, former President Muhammadu Buhari, who declared it opened. And since then, we've been hearing kind of progress reports about the place. And for an establishment of that magnitude, it is normal that some things will not be normal. Even for companies that are not as that big or involved in very serious stuff as, production of fuel, there are always cases of reported maltreatment by workers. Now, let's get into the details. This female worker known as Rashidat, who said she was employed as a cook by Dangote Refinery, told Sahara reporters that she was shot in her right hand by one of the local security the company recruited to scale up the security of the company. The female staff of the Dangote Refinery, Bejuleki in Lagos State, Rashidat Ahmed, whose right hand was amputated after a security official of the company shot her, has lamented that the company abandoned her in her worst moment. Rashidat, who said she was employed as a cook by Dangote Refinery, said that she was shot in her right hand by one of the local security employed. Rashidat's husband is Mahila Saadu Zango, who is also a casual staff of the Dangote Refinery, narrated his wife's ordeal, recalling how she was shot by the security personnel Nanin Wada, a hunter recruited by the company, and how Dangote Refinery gave them 730,000 naira and abandoned them while they were still in the hospital since 2023. He further lamented how Dangote Refinery allegedly blocked every means of communication and anyone who attempted to contact the company over the matter. Zango said, "I've been working with Dangote as their driver under the security department, casual staff, for almost 3 years now. Along the line, the company started having security challenges and brought enough security, army, police, and the hunters to protect the company. In March 2023, my wife was employed in the company to cook for security hunters. Ever since she started working with the company, there was no challenge until August 27, 2023, when Dangote boss came to pick us up to go to work in the morning. While we were inside the bus, one of the Dangote security hunters was inside the car with his gun. My wife and I were inside the bus also with some of our colleagues in the company. On our way going, while I saw the way the security was holding his gun inside the bus, I personally asked him why he held it that way, but he looked at me and started laughing. I told him that was not how policemen hold their guns, but he refused to listen to me. On our way, I heard the sound of it. My wife and her colleagues shouted inside the bus. When I looked at her, she told me that her hand was cut, and immediately I saw my wife's condition. I shouted. We went to 2 hospitals, but they rejected us until we went to the General Hospital, Lagos, before they started treating my wife. The hunter security that shot my wife by name Nanin Wada was arrested by police officers and locked up. Police wanted to collect the gun, but they refused to give it to the police, saying that it was a family issue. Meanwhile, nothing joined me with Nanin Wada. And while we were in the hospital, doctors said that the only thing they could do was cut my wife's hand, so I called the company. Here is the listed money the company sent to me to treat my wife. On August 28, 2023, they sent 100,000 naira. On August 28, 2023, also, they sent 150,000 naira. On August 30, 2023, they sent 30,000 naira. On September 5th, 2023, they sent 150,000 naira. On September 9th, 2023, they sent 100,000 naira. On September 9th, 2023, they sent 100,000 naira. On September 14, 2023, they sent 100,000 naira. On September 19, 2023, they sent 100,000 naira. In total, the company sent the sum of 730,000 naira. Zango said that after the company sent this mentioned money, they refused to send other money and we were still in the hospital by then. I was the one that kept on struggling, borrowing money before I was able to pay for the hospital bills before we were discharged on October 3rd, 2023. He said that while his wife's hand got amputated, he has spent an extra 453,780 naira. Lamenting that since the time we were in the hospital, I kept calling Dangote urgently to send the money we spent in the hospital. But he kept on turning me up and down. Up till now, my wife has not recovered properly because they asked us to be returning to the hospital every week for dressing, which involves money, but the company has abandoned my wife and I. Because of this incident, my mother-in-law passed on because she had high blood pressure. It is revealed that several efforts to contact Dangote Refinery for comments and reaction failed as none of his official means of communication was reachable. Calls made to its contact phone numbers provided on his official website did not connect, and similarly, text messages sent to the numbers did not deliver as they bounced back. Also, an email sent to the company's official communication email did not deliver but bounced back, saying your message to couldn't be delivered. The group communications only accept messages from people in his organization or on his allowed senders list, and your email address isn't on the list. It was also said that the National Human Rights Commission, NH0T, engaged the company through a letter after an attempt to visit the company's Ibejuleki office was revoked by their private security. However, though the letter was received on March 11th, 2024, the company has not taken any action on the matter nor given any explanation to why it is no longer taking any action on the issue. It was also said that on Wednesday last week, an official of the National Human Rights Commission visited the company's office at Falomo, but the security also refused to allow the government officials access to meet the head of legal department of the company on the matter. Now, let's take some comments. Somebody said, please report them to Berekete, a human rights organization. I am very sure they will act on it for you. Another said, as giant as Dangote is in terms of resources, I expect his companies to have one of the well-equipped health facilities for all his employees. Whereas Mr. Femi Falana, who always advocates for human rights when soldiers retaliated for the spying of their comrades. Another said, they quied my brother too. He worked there and the same Dangote driver quied him. Struggled with them. They managed to give us 2 million to his wife and 3 children. Another said, I wish her quick recovery in Jesus' name. Another said, what shameful and sad situation. Do unto others. I'm not expecting such maltreatment from Dangote to a poor worker. A cook using her right hand in doing everything has been amputated through no fault of ours, but a nasty negligence of a silly, stupid security man while transporting the same workers to site. This poor woman needs rehabilitation after the amputation, then be given a prosthesis for the amputated hand. Dangote, please see to this, to put your feet into their shoes, to feel the heat as you have neglected and frustrated them all this while. I respect and I believe you do the right thing for God to bless you. This is very painful indeed. So what have they done to that security man? Another person said, take them to court. Another said, do poor man have a case with the rich in court in our country? Cry to God, my dear. Another said, this is so sad, treating human beings like animals. Yet, this is the same Dangote that is being celebrated all over the place. And the Nigerian police, which as usual keep quiet because they have been compromised. Shame on this group. Shame on the Lagos State government under whose purview this happened. Another said, I don't know why some big companies always fail their workers in the time of need. Another said, President Tinubu and his wife should hear this and appropriate measures taken. The rich should allow the poor breathe. Before you know, Dangote will employ Boko or herdsmen as security. Another said, you people should engage in campaign of calumny against the company. Another said, I think it is high time Nigeria should do away with casual workers in this country. It is a slavery practice. Another said, the only advice I will give it to you is to go to the court and sue Dangote, and the hunter should be prosecuted accordingly for the act of carelessness. So sorry. May the Lord heal you and bless your children. Another said, why do you relax so much? Since years back, take them to court. Join the hunter. Sorry, this is Niger for you. Another said, the case should be investigated and the culprits thoroughly punished. So these are some of the comments. From the analysis done by the husband of this woman, it shows that this is just a couple that we are really working hard, right, to earn their living and working in the same company. Through the carelessness or the power drunkenness of a hunter, a local security man who was employed for security measures, could behave so unruly to the point of doing this to a woman. What manner of injustice are we encouraging in our country? And our country is a country that, as long as you're rich and you have a name or you're wealthy, you seem to have everything going. Nobody can talk to you. You're above human scolding or human critique. I think the passing on of H0T should teach a lot of us a lot of lessons. And this same Alhaji Aliko Dangote, who should be fasting right now, was crying like a baby at the funeral of Wigwe. It won't cost the company anything to compensate this woman, to make her life worthy. Thank God she didn't lose her life. She has children. She has a husband. Her life is not the same again. I wish we can help. But Dangote Group, please do the needful. Please, please, please do the needful. The country is hard enough, and this is not looking nice. And if it's not a true story or it's an allegation, please do come out and say something. Thank you so much for watching. May God bless Nigeria. Bye for now.